This is my modified Lavvu. Did putting it up go smoothly? Let's find out. Finally, the much awaited video where we unbox and take a look at the Lavvu. This is the Lavvu that I had sent away. Those of you who remember the video back in early winter where I looked at whether a Lavvu was comparable or better to or the same as making a Lavvu shape or style out of a tarpaulin. Okay, that's the same one I've had sent off to Sean Iverson at Northern Outdoors, and I've just got it back. So I'm very excited to get into this and see what modifications he's made. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop at this point. I'm so excited. Right. Ooh. That is very nice. He's even made some sort of a special bag for it to go into. It's gone rather above and beyond. Look at that. Made and created by Sean Iverson. Oh yes. Oh, that is phenomenal. That really is the finishing touch for me. He's taken our patch and obviously stitched it on. I'm absolutely made up with the quality of this already. I've not even looked inside yet. We have got the obligatory poles, some paracord and some tent pegs. Absolutely made up with this. Already I can see the quality of the additional skirt that I've asked him to add on here, and I can see there's a difference in the materials. What have we got here? And I can see all these additional fixing points and really reinforced D-links. Oh, right, okay, I see. So by having the skirt placed in on the bottom, this gives me that little bit more height and space and starts to turn it into slightly more of a sort of mini bell tent shape. Going back to the D-link on top, these are traditionally designed to have a pole up the middle. Having this on the top means I'm able to set up a ridgeline and then, in theory, suspend this with no pole inside, again increasing the area of working space inside of it. So this is a great little mod to have done. I don't know exactly which height to set this at just yet. It's my first ever go at doing this. Now that I've had that mod made with that D-link, it means I should be able to connect the top of the Lavvu to this ridgeline, saving me space inside. Oh, I might need to go higher because that's got a bit of sag to it. So essentially, with this level of span between two trees, I've set this at sort of nose height, but now I have the additional material at the bottom of a skirt. I'm thinking with the level of deflection that's happening here, this may actually be a little bit too low. Just pop this up over here somehow, bring this round, and pop it back through itself, and then through there I shall hopefully put my toggle if it doesn't break on me. I'm happy with that. The other thing I've asked him to do is take away all of the big cumbersome buttons that were here and replace it all, fantastic, with a proper zip. So I can now zip, open and close the Lavvu right the way to the very top. Look at that. That is absolutely brilliant. I feel a top tip here would be to close the zip when you're getting that initial tension and you're setting this thing out. I haven't yet seen the full effects of using these additional storm straps, which hopefully should start to help the bell tent shape come into its own. Right, there's that one. And now we're seeing a height issue maybe. The more of an angle I've got here, the better. If I do this too short, I'm denying myself the natural space that the bell tent has provided for me, the bell tent finish. So if I open this right out, Sean's generously giving you enough to play with here. So you've got some angle to play with, which is really good of him actually. Being that this is just a little size 1, as opposed to something like a size 3, for those of you who know your Lavvus, you know, we're a couple of inches shorter here, so I really wanted to make the most by having that skirt put on. I personally see the Lavvu as a great way to introduce little ones into the world of camping. It's got that real wow factor and that sort of teepee-esque shape to it that we instantly associate with the tents that they are already seeing in the cartoons. With this kind of level of thick canvas, it really holds heat in quite nicely and provides a really good dark space for them to have a good night's sleep. Something like this, which is time tested, is extremely rugged, comes in at around 40 to 50 pounds. It's not a bad investment. Tying that down. Let's go old school. Eh? Oh, I done wrong here. Is that the right height? No, it's going to want that last one. So the next drama I've noticed, as I come to put the last pole up inside, and that's likely to dig into the floor, so I either need to put a piece of timber in underneath. I'll go find something in a moment. There must be a better way of doing this. Right, I've got it. That goes there, that must be that one. So these want to be slightly higher to make these work. So actually, I'll make them shorter. Does that work better? Am I now using the space I've been provided with? So another little mistake that I think I've made here is I'm using particularly short pegs. And I'm wondering whether having it just a little bit like an inch up off the floor, but maybe using a bigger peg would be helpful to give me that little bit more height. And if you have them really, really tight, obviously you're naturally going to create a steeper angle here, but you're not really then celebrating and using that sort of bell tent skirt finish that's on here. I'd feel comfortable leaving this for the day and then coming back later because they're just so rugged and robust. But I think I'm going to have to set it up and break it down a few more times to really work out the best way for me. Now, does it go back to being sad if I take the pole away? In which case what we've learned is we need a shorter span between trees, like only just fits the Lavvu in. Or does it now hold its own a bit better? And this really is quite a bit of space in here. So the armholes here are quite often used to put the chimney or the flue for wood burners. So I'd be really keen to hear more about your experiences with these and using wood burners in a hot tenting scenario, as it might be something that Finley and I get into as time progresses on. I've had these pockets made. Okay, using the existing material within the Lavvu itself, Sean has cleverly made these storage pockets so that you can stow things away as we often need to when we're camping and not have them being kicked around the floor inside. We've got two here and then I've got 2 on the other side. In addition to this, I've got 2 little loops which I could probably use to suspend some bits and pieces. I'll be looking to at some point suspend something from the inside so that I can have a little light on in here as well. Just go back to the bag that it came in for a second here. That was really useful when pulling the actual thing out. Some thought has gone into it, so you hold the bag and pull the Lavvu out, because it is, you know, it is quite a big item. There is a way of folding these things away, and to make them fit sort of subtly sometimes could be no mean feat, but having all this extra height here, you know, for the roll down means you have a bit of play. Okay, let's say you're in a bit of a rush, little one wants to get home and you haven't got the time to diligently pack it away. You could probably get away with some form of stuff and crush into something this size, launch it into the back of your wagon and get home and sort it all out another day. Yeah, I really like this. It's a really good, it's a hard wearing material, and it's the same material that Sean's used for the skirt. And just with the added logo on there, it's just an added touch for me. Thank you very much, Sean, if you're watching this.